What's going on with y'all? It's Flames back at it again today with another video. Um, and today I'm going to be reading out of Genesis chapter 33. Without further ado, let's get right to it. Jacob meets Esau. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau was coming, and 400 men with him. So he divided the children among Leah and Rachel and the two female servants. And he put the servants with their children in front, then Leah with her children, and Rachel and Joseph last of all. He himself went on before them, bowing himself to the ground 7 times, until he came near to his brother. But when Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, they wept, and they wept. And when Esau lifted up his eyes and saw the woman and children, he said, "Who are these with you?" Jacob said, "The children whom God has graciously given your servant." Then the servants drew near, they and their children, and bowed down. Leah likewise and her children drew near and bowed down. And at last Joseph and Rachel drew near, and they bowed down. Esau said, "What do you mean by all this company that I meet?" Jacob answered, "To find favor in the sight of my Lord." But Esau said, "I have enough, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself." Jacob said, "No, please. If I have found favor in your sight, then accept my present from my hand. For I have seen your face, which is like seeing the face of God, and you have accepted me. Please accept my blessing that is brought to you, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough." Thus he urged him, and he took it. Then Esau said, "Let us journey on our way, and I will go ahead of you." But Jacob said to him, "My Lord knows that the children are frail, but the missing flocks and herds are a care to me. If they are driven hard for one day, let all the flocks will die. Let my Lord pass on ahead as servant, and I will lead on slowly, at the pace of the livestock that are ahead of me, and at the pace of the children, until I come to my Lord and Sir." So Esau said, "Let me leave with you some of the people who are with me." But he said, "What need is there? Let me find favor in the sight of my Lord." So Esau returned on his way to Seir. But Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built himself a house, and made booths for his livestock. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. And Jacob came safely to the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, on his way from Paddan Aram, and he camped before the city. And from the sons of Hamor, Shechem's father, he bought for 100 pieces of money the piece of land on which he had pitched his tent. There he erected an altar and called it El Haron Israel. Okay, so I forgot to mention this in the last chapter, but because I was thinking about this after I posted the video last night. A very important part of the last chapter was that God changed Jacob's name to Israel, and in this chapter, when he finally appeared in front of his brother, Um, his brother actually was extremely happy to see him and was surprised and embraced him. Um, and where Jacob finally ended up settling down, and putting, you know, all of his livestock and everything, and, built the first house. He called it Israel, called it, um, El Aro Israel, which, I mean, it's kind of like Israel. And, um, here's That's very important because the Jews are God's people, and it's very biblically like so this is the start of everything. This is the start of the nation of Israel, and one of the most important points in the entire Bible. And Israel actually was finally declared a nation in 1946. I've talked about this before in other videos. So now that that's one of the signs um that needs to happen for Jesus to come back. Um, along with other things, but we just need to make sure that every day we're doing something to get right with God. Um, like even like today, I'm telling you for whatever reason, I really didn't want to make a video. I'm tired. My cousin just had family over for birthday party thing. I had work today. I'm not trying to do this, but I see need to make sure, even if I'm not in the right headspace, I need to give my daily. This is my daily bare minimum towards God. Now, some days this is the only thing I do. This is the only thing I'm like, when it comes to interacting, like effort, like, but more and more as I've been making these videos every day, I've felt more inclined to open my Bible, felt more inclined to pray, felt more inclined to talk to God, and I've needed to pray and talk to God, and it's very important because we are the most important generation because we're the generation of the end times. So we need to make sure that um just give your daily bread, talk to God, and he'll talk back. He's seeking a relationship with you. He's seeking a relationship with me, and I'm working on that. But me and you can work on this together. Um, but yeah. So what else would I want to say? Oh yeah, like, and it's great. Like, bro, if you're not protected by God, you can be inclined to or subject to other things. Like, for instance, like, I'm gonna be very vulnerable here. And if you're watching this, it is what it is. Not very many people are gonna see this. They'll never see this eventually, but I just speak my truth because maybe someone else can relate to it. But my whole mom side of my family, um, practices like witchcraft and like spells and stuff like that, like uh, voodoo. Um, I don't even know what's like all the different energy, crystal, like all that stuff. Like, but you name it, like, you go to my grandma's house, there's a whole room full of spell books, like a whole library full of spell books. And what's called, and all the women are witches. Even even my cousin, who I grew up with, is now, I guess, a witch too. And I basically had to give, you know, a lot of a lot. Like, I had to kind of put myself in a bad situation to protect my sister from having to live with my mom. I had to speak against my mom, try and keep my sister away from all that craziness because she doesn't deserve that. My sister's an innocent, beautiful girl. Like, uh, and I had to basically, you know, throw away my relationship with my mom and all this different stuff just to protect her from this evil. And because that made a lot of people, what I did made a lot of people angry in that family. So I have people, doing spells against me, try and hurt me, to try and make me sick, try and make me injured, so I have to go to the doctor. So I have to reach out. I have to reach out to them in order to, like, because, like, I'm still on health insurance. My mom, like, if I get hurt, who am I gonna call? I'm here on my own. So trying to do stuff, hurt, injure me, all this stuff. And but here's the thing, I can like, for instance, like, it's happened where I felt like stabbing, like, in my wrist. Someone stabbed me in my wrist. Pray to God. God, I rebuke in the name of Jesus. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Pray, pray, pray. Goes away. Goes away. Just, just goes away. Um, and like, just crazy things. And just continue to pray, to pray. And I can feel it. I can feel God protecting me. And as soon as I know you can make it stop. Pray. It goes away. It happens, bro. It happens every couple days. It's got to the point where I'm not scared at all. I never really was scared, but I'm not scared at all. Because I know God is protecting me. I know God is protecting me through all this. He's always got my back. Because he has big plans for me. He has big plans for me. And regardless of the fact, um, you know, he's protecting me, because without, and and if I hadn't, picked up the Bible and started making these videos, I would have been less in tune with God, and I would have been therefore less protected. Like I would, like God might have not honored, you know, he would have been like, man, I haven't heard from you in a minute. Why should I help you? Why should I help? Like, why should I help you? And and I'm just gonna continue to make these videos every day. I'm gonna continue to, keep going, keep making money, keep, just make it through each day and trust that God's plan is gonna work itself out for me. But I really appreciate y'all for watching. Um, and that's part of my story. That's like a little glimpse. Like that's in my eyes, that's really nothing. That's everyday stuff. Cause I mean, I got a crazy ass family. I had a crazy ass upbringing in life. Um, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, bro. I got God on my side. That's all that matters. That's all I need. For real. I don't need anything else. I don't need any money. I don't need anything else. I want to gain it so I can give it. For God, that's it, bro. That's it. But yeah, um, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all hearing me out, listening to my video. I thank y'all. Peace.